Happy finally Friday. The Huskies resume an old rivalry in Seattle tomorrow. Washington hosts USC in the afternoon at Husky Stadium. Kickoff set for 4:30. That'll be on the Big Ten Network. Earlier in the day, Eastern Washington playing host to unbeaten Montana State on the red carpet. That kicks off at 1 o'clock on ESPN+. Central Washington's on the road in Texas to face Angelo State. That'll be at 4 o'clock. Washington State has a bye this weekend. Seahawks face a divisional game on Sunday at Lumen Field. The LA Rams are in town for a matchup at 1:25. That game will be broadcast on Fox. Arizona hosts Chicago a little earlier Sunday at 1:05 on CBS. The 49ers have a bye this weekend. Well, the Kraken stumbled on the road in Toronto last night in NHL play, falling to the Maple Leafs 4-1. William Nylander's 2 goals in the second was the difference for the home team. Eli Tolvanen was the only Seattle player to find the back of the net. Joey Decord stopped 26 of 29 shots on net. Kraken continue the trip tomorrow in Ottawa. That'll be at 4 o'clock on Kong TV. The Wenatchee Wild hope home ice will change their fortunes in WHL play this weekend. Wenatchee plays host to the Everett Silvertips tonight at 7 o'clock at Town Toyota Center. Tomorrow is, for the first time in team history, they'll face off against the Edmonton Oil Kings. Puck drops tomorrow at 6 o'clock. You can go to WenatcheeWild.com for more on tickets and information. Wenatchee Panthers fell on senior night last night to the Southridge Suns. Visitors from the Tri-Cities jumped out to an early lead, holding a 35-0 edge at halftime. Suns came out on top 48-7 the final. Eastmont wraps up the regular season with senior night tonight against the West Valley Rams. Coach Jay Foster expects the weather to wreak more havoc on the surface at Wildcat Stadium. He says that's why his team needs to be able to run the ball.
Yes, we do. I'm sorry, I have to chuckle about the field a little bit. It's a little rough out there. Yeah. I mean, the bottom line, and I'm from the Northeast, and if you can't run the football, you're not winning in the playoffs because you can get any kind of weather at that point. And it's a little more drastic than here, but at the same time, that's still the same idea. If you can't run the football, you're not going to win in playoffs.
Foster says the running game will be important against West Valley tonight to help try to keep their high-scoring offense off the field.
Well, they've scored in bunches, and they've been a Jekyll and Hyde thing. Early in the season they were scoring and playing defense, did pretty well, and then the last 2 or 3 games they've struggled putting the ball in the end zone, and I'm hoping that continues. Obviously, but yeah, they throw the football. It's a similar type offense that blew us up 2 weeks ago, and if they get going, that's what scares me, obviously. I do not want to get into a shootout. Even though we scored 52 last week, that's a combination of events that happens there. We're not designed to be in a shootout. We're designed in a slugfest. So, defensively, we have to step up and stop the pass and not allow them to get going. And offensively, we have to protect the football and continue to do what we've done the last few weeks.
Senior defensive back Braden Jones is well aware of the Rams' ability to throw, so he and his fellow defenders will need to improve.
Yeah, it's been pretty decent so far. We just got to clean up a couple things, mainly a little bit on the pass. We have a really nice D-line. We have some pretty nice linebackers. We just got to clean it up a little bit on the defensive backside, kind of cover the pass, and should be pretty exciting.
Well, let's talk about that with this West Valley team. They like to throw it around a little bit. What are you expecting?
Yeah, they do. They run a kind of similar offense to Moses Lake, so it should be pretty interesting seeing if we can recover, kind of just readjust and see how we play against that again.
Jones decided to play football for the very first time as a junior last year. He tells me that, it opened his eyes pretty quickly.
It's definitely a great choice. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely, there's no sport like it. It's amazing.
I guess being someone that's pretty new to it, coming in last year and things like that, how long did it take you to get used to the violence of football?
Probably about a couple weeks. I mean, right off the get-go, we put on pads, and I was going up against some pretty big guys, and it was definitely a learning curve. But once you kind of get into the mindset, it's pretty straightforward from there.
Better to hit than be hit, right?
Yeah, that's what my dad always told me. I never understood, but now I do.
Watch for more with Coach Foster and Braden Jones during our pregame tonight at 6:30. Grant Olson, Brandon Harley with the call on the NCWLIFE channel at 7 o'clock at Wildcat Stadium. Other Big Nine football tonight. Moses Lake wraps up the regular season at home against Davis. Sunnyside will visit Eisenhower. CWAC play last night. Grandview beat Ephrata 39-13. Lakewood edged Toppenish 38-28. East Valley down Ellensburg 41-7. And Prosser beat Sela 48-21. Quincy's home tonight against Othello. That kicks off at 7 o'clock. In the South Central Athletic Conference tonight, Cashmere visits Natchez Valley. Wapato hosts Royal. Walook visits Connell. Zilla plays at College Place. Omak celebrated Halloween with a home win over Mount Baker last night, 27-20. Coming up tonight in Caribou Trail League, Cascade visits Chelan at 7 o'clock. Bridgeport defended the home turf with a 58-20 win over Republic last night. Coming up tonight for the Central Washington 2Bs, Lake Roosevelt is at Okanagan, while Brewster is hosting Manson. Liberty Bell travels to Tonasket. For the 1Bs, well, there's one game tonight. Soap Lake hosts Moses Lake Christian. Coming up tomorrow, Easton is at Lake Quinault at 1 o'clock. Etihad hosts Mabton at 2. Orville plays at Waterville Mansfield at 6 p.m. There was just one volleyball match around the region last night. It found Moses Lake topping Eastmont at Eastmont High School 3-1. Mavericks won the opening set 25-22. Wildcats took the second 25-22. Moses Lake the next two 25-21 and 15. District 5 2A volleyball tournament is tomorrow in Sela and Ellensburg. Ephrata faces Toppenish at 4 o'clock in Sela, with the winner to face the Vikings at 6. East Valley and Prosser play in Ellensburg at 4, with the winners to play against the Bulldogs at 6 in the semifinals. Cashmere and Chelan will host the District 5-6 1A tournament tomorrow. In Cashmere, the host Bulldogs face Zilla at noon, followed by College Place and Omak at 2. Losers will play at 4, with the winners playing at 6. Chelan, Royal, and Connell kick it off with the noon match, followed by the Goats and Natchez Valley at 2 o'clock. Losers play at 4, the winners at 6 o'clock. Central Washington League tournament wraps up at Omak High School tomorrow. Liberty Bell and Okanagan play a loser-out game at 12:30. Tonasket and Manson play for the championship match at 2 o'clock. Cashmere advanced in the winners bracket of the District 5-6 1A girls soccer tournament last night with a big 10-1 win over College Place. They'll host Kyle Benton tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the semifinals after the Bears upset Royal 1-0. Cascade drops to a loser-out game at home tomorrow against Omak after the Kodiaks fell to Walook 1-0. Pioneers fell to Natchez Valley last night 6-0. Football and soccer flip-flopped at the Apple Bowl last night and tonight. The Panther girls soccer team will host Sunnyside tonight at 7 o'clock. District 5 2A tournament semifinals are tomorrow with East Valley at Ellensburg and at noon, while Prosser is hosting Sela. Eastmont wraps up the regular Big Nine season tomorrow at 1 o'clock in Moses Lake. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a great weekend.